Oh my goodness. We have a locked safe. We better hope the pin I made, or the pin I cracked, works, because it... Hey, it's Jason. I'm up here at the building, and I have another pretty cool item that I got. A few months ago, I was picking up some old stuff from a neighbor of mine. I wanted this desk he had to put in the building, and he was relocating, downsizing, moving to North Carolina, and there was a safe that was there that was from like 1910 that his family used in a tomato business. They grew tomatoes, right? And that was the farm, a tomato farm. And he said, yeah, you know, that safe is part, you know, was under the desk that you're taking, but I'm gonna sell the safe at this estate sale. And old safes are incredibly heavy. I mean, it takes 2 people minimum to get this thing moved, to lift it anyways. So I said, okay, cool, keep you posted. And that was like 6 months ago. He sent me an email, said, hey, the auction's coming up. I honestly, at that point, I didn't really want to buy the safe because I knew how big of a debacle it would be to move it. So I didn't bid on it. And then about 2 weeks ago, he emails me and says, hey, the safe is yours, you can have it. Meet my real estate agent, but it has to be picked up by Thursday of this week, which was like a 2-day notice. So I coordinated with the agent. The agent said, oh, my husband can help you lift it. I said, oh, fantastic. You're making my life even easier, because initially I was like, I'm gonna have to winch this thing out or something, and that could become very, very, very challenging. So I get there, and the guy helping me move it is like 6'8". I'm like 5'8". He's probably even 6'9", big guy. And it always makes it hard when somebody much taller lifts it, because they start pushing it back towards you. But in any event, we got it loaded up. I'm gonna go ahead and give you a walk around of this safe. I don't know anything about it. So I got it in the back of my handy Colorado. I swear I use this truck more than my Silverado. I like how low the tailgate is. So it's not massively large, but it is massively heavy. It's on these giant casters, which makes it possible to roll it. And you can kind of see it looks like it's been painted. And what I'm going to do is just unlatch it, and I'm going to hopefully move it onto the forklift and do a little bit of cleanup before I roll it into the front office, which is where it's going to live its life. If you have not seen my video on this little hand forklift that I have, watch it, because this has turned into one of the best buys I've had for the building, because I wouldn't have been able to lift a lot of this stuff by myself. Okay, so I have the safe unloaded. I have it on the little forklift so I can clean it up. So I'm a little confused by this, and I'm hoping some safe experts might comment on this post, because I'm told this safe was at the tomato farm, which was the early 1900s. So, I mean, most of the stuff I got, I've been able to appropriately date it to about 1920 or 1930. But I'm confused because when I go in here, the Victor Safe and Lock patents, December 29th, 85, 87, 87, up to 92. Am I falsely assuming this is 1885? Or is this 1985? There's no way this safe is from 1992. That would be reporting on a patent. So maybe this is just my ignorance, and this is 1885 to 1892, because the Victor Safe and Lock Company was based in Cincinnati, Ohio, and it was early 1900s, 1800s into 1900s. So that's the first thing. I'm told there would be a serial number somewhere, but I don't see one. But this has been painted, so maybe they painted, but I would have expected to find a serial number, they said, by the hinges, like engraved. That could be something back there. But this bad boy's heavy. I mean, just this door. Look at the thickness of that. compared to my hand. It's like the width of my hand. This says patent ID October 2nd, 88. And it says, it looks like 40351. It's hard to see on the camera. I know. But this is definitely nothing like the safe I have at my office, which is nowhere near this thick. It looks like they fabricated some little wooden shelves in here, perhaps. I don't know, maybe that came like that. The lock turns, but I don't know what the pin code is. But that's good, it's turning. It has these mega casters on it, which is gonna help me get it where I need to put it. I kind of wish it wasn't painted, because you can see the original color. It was just like a brown safe. So if you are a safe expert or a collector or just somebody much more knowledgeable than me, and you know what this bad boy is, let me know. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit and then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm done cleaning. Okay, so I'm gonna get kind of adventurous here. I'm told if you take this back panel off here, you can access the lock, and there's little sprockets and notches on the lock, which you can then match to what the number is in the front, and theoretically, I believe, get the pin. So let me take this backing off and see if I can't figure that out. Okay, so I have the panel off, and this is the inside of the lock. This is like an old concrete, and I'm told for heat resistance, they would have meshed it with asbestos. So you want to be very careful because, you know, this is an old safe, and this is just solid concrete encased in steel. So the theory, I'm told, is you like move this back, like you're resetting it, and you turn it a few times, and when you hear a click, you go to the front and you see what number it's on. I'm not sure exactly how it works though. I'm gonna watch another YouTube video, I'm gonna reset the lock, and then I'm gonna give it a go. So the way I understand this works is it's gonna be 3 numbers that can go up to, you know, it looks like, what, 40, 50, 60, up to 70. So I'm gonna put this on 0. And when you get the right one, it's basically gonna align this first disc. Then when you get the right next one, it's gonna align the disc in the back, the second disc. When you get the third pin right, the third disc in the back is gonna be aligned. And then basically all these notches will be open so the bolt can fall inside the notches. So what you wanna do is basically spin it on the outside, and then when these start getting hit, you stop when you hear the click, then you start spinning it the other way, and that will move that one, and you stop when you hear a click. Then you start spinning the other way, and then when you hear the click, you should stop, and then all of that should be in there, then you should be able to pull it, and I believe the magic will happen. I'm gonna go ahead and do what I believe is just resetting the lock completely. And I'm gonna just put it on 0 for prosperity's sake. And then I'm supposed to wait and turn this counterclockwise, slow. So if you get it set up, basically you can see this hammer will be aligned so it can go into the things that spin. And then when you pull this out, you can see it's locking it. And now you can see I have it unlocked. So like, You don't really pull it out, actually, you just twist it. But you can see that I would be locking it right now. So it is locked. So I would have shut the door and I would have locked it. So that's how the mechanism works. I'm going to go through this cycle again and try to do the listening to figure out the pin. Okay, so what I've done is I was turning this counterclockwise until this first notch was lined up. And that gave me my initial number. So I was turning it that way. Now I believe next I'm going to turn it clockwise, and that second disc should spin. Now I'm going to stop when that gets lined up. And I'm going to take down that number. Then I believe I'm going to do it counterclockwise again and then take down the next number for that third slot. So then you have a series of numbers like a 18, a 22, and a 17. Not sure I did it right because things are not quite lined up. I don't think I spun it enough. But I'm trying to just walk you through what I'm trying to achieve here. I think I didn't rotate past 0 enough like you would typically do because I'm getting distracted. But you want to try to sync these numbers up. I am learning a lot here. So when you have the pin put in properly, that's how, like you see how this is latched into those 3 dials, and then it's popping out. And if I keep pushing that, it's gonna pop up onto the dials and then it would be locked. So what I was doing wrong, you're gonna wanna start in the very, very, very back. The first disc, then the second disc, then the one closest to you, the third one. So I believe I have the pin now. I'm gonna let this reset, okay? So now it's locked, nothing's gonna happen. When you get to safe, you're gonna wanna go 1 full revolution counterclockwise. So you're gonna want this back disc to be going this way until you line up the notch in the back disc with the bolt. So counterclockwise would be me turning it this way. And I'm gonna go 1 full revolution. The front disc is moving. Boom. I'm gonna go 1 full revolution here to make sure everything is reset, all right? So now everything is reset. So now, to reset it, if you get it and it's open, you just completely keep turning this left, left, left until nothing's happening. So I'm gonna go counterclockwise with the back disc. I'm gonna turn the knob to the right in the front, and I'm gonna go 1 full revolution. Now, you heard it click. That back disc is moving. Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. Boom. This is lined up. The bolt is lined up with the notch in the back disc. So then you go to the front and you look at, hey, what's the pin? And you say, okay, great. I got my pin. Okay? So then you're gonna wanna go ahead and go clockwise until the second disc starts moving. Moving, 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 moving. Boom. It's lined up with a notch. And then you get your pin. And then you're going to want to go counterclockwise again to line up the front one. So that's effectively how you're going to do it. But I just did it and I got 2 different results. I'm keeping track of my pins here. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. I thought I had it. Let me try it again. So this guy's making me feel a little bit better because I messed up there. Then I thought it was this. Then I thought it was this. Then this. And found it. So I'm not the only one trying to crack this safe. Making multiple attempts. It took him like 6 or 7 attempts. I think my issue is I'm not getting this set in the front. Correct. Like now the second disc is moving. So I heard that click just now. So now I got the third disc moving. I'm gonna let it keep going. I'm gonna stop. Now I'm gonna go the other way until the middle disc or sprocket gets where it needs to go. So that's lined up. Look at my pin, 51, 1, 2, 3. Looks like 54. And I'm getting 54 has been consistent as the second number both tries. So now I'm going to go here. Boom, it falls in. 21. So 54 has been consistent for me on my first try and second try. 21 has been consistent on the first try and second try. So I'm gonna I'll basically unlock it like this right now. Boom, I'll turn it to the right to unlock it. And then when I'm done, so I'm gonna reset it, right? So boom, I got the pin. It's turned to the right. These have opened up. It won't go any farther. I'm gonna go ahead and spin it and drop it and spin it back to 0. So I'm gonna go all the way, boom, as if I was locking it. And I'm gonna set it on 0. So let me try the pin and see if that works. Can't believe it, it worked. What I was doing, I wasn't doing the 3 revolutions. The third try, I think I've got this bad boy. So it's locked. You can see it's locked. I'm not gonna shut this door yet because I'm afraid I'm not perfect. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and turn this. Boom, it's locked. And I'm gonna go all the way back to 0. Now, like with any lock, as if when I did this in high school, you're gonna wanna go past the starting point 3 times and stop on the first number. My starting point is 0. So I'm gonna go past 0 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then the next rotation, I'm gonna land on my number. Perfect. Now I'm gonna pass this number and go clockwise to my next number. So I pass my number, and on the next rotation, I'm gonna stop on my number. Boom. And then I go directly to the next number, which is that. Boom. My goodness, I can't believe it. Should I shut this and try? Let me practice it again before I shut it and try. I'm pretty pumped up if you can't tell. Okay, so I've done it multiple times and it works. So I said, let me go ahead and test it. The problem is, once you shut it, it's like it's not latching in the holes. So then it doesn't let me turn the knob to free it so it sits. So I'm gonna, maybe I have to clean some of this grime out that's in the hole or something. I doubt it. It's feeling pretty bold though. So I thought I would just, when you lock it, usually you just turn it to the left and you keep turning it and that goes up. But it's not letting me turn it enough to the left. So then it, doesn't, oh, there it went, it just went. Oh my goodness. We have a locked safe. We better hope the pin I made, or the pin I cracked, works, because it just latched. Uh-oh. Wish me luck. I'm gonna try this pin. Yikes. I guess it knocked that grind out and it latched. But I tried the pin 3 times. It should work, right? I hope. Oh my goodness. It worked. Wow. Rarely do I get things working that quickly. Oh my goodness. And you're probably thinking, Jason, well, you could have just changed the lock. Yeah, I could have. But how much funner was it to figure out what the pin was? Wow, it worked. Oh my goodness. I got really nervous when I shut it that I wasn't going to be able to get it open again. But I actually have learned how these locks work. I've learned how to listen to the clicks to know when this drops. Now I know when somebody's putting their ear up to a safe, like in the old days, they're just trying to hear every time this thing just drops just a little bit to the first sprocket, just a little bit to the second one, just a little bit to the third one. Boom. So you go really slow just to hear that. I am impressed with myself. I know that's terrible to say, but yes, I'm thrilled right now. Yay! Okay, we can consider this a awesome finished Jason and Jack's light restoration, but like a lot of things I do, I don't like to take the character array away of the item. So I'm not going to do like a complete sandblasting and restore. I'm just going to let this be the way it would have been at the old farm many years ago, and then it got painted. But the most important thing is now we know what the pin is, and hopefully my instruction helped you a little bit. And you're probably asking yourself though, well, what if the safe is locked when you get it? Well, I mean, you would just do the same thing, just reset the the dial, basically. I would say just go like 3 full cycles and go to a starting place. I already start on a 0. And you can see what I've done. Well, you can't because I put this on. Now it's unlatched, all right? So then what you'd want to do is just start doing that 3 full rotations. And on that 3rd rotation, really listen. And you hear an ever so slight, and that's hitting the first notch, that 3rd disc in. Then you're going to want to pass that number going to the left. Listen, and you hear it. Stop. Document what number it is. And then you go immediately to the next number, which means you go really slow and listen, and you hear it fall in, and then you crank it, and it unlocks. So that's like a really good thing. I'm keeping this locked in a locked form like this because I don't want somebody to be able to shut it and it lock. But I'm going to keep it open because it's going to be more for display. But I know what the pin is, so at any given point, I could lock it and put something in it. But I think it looks much better open. And in the early 1900s, they didn't bolt these to the ground because it's so heavy. They were less concerned about theft because, frankly, people didn't have these monster pickup trucks and winches and big vans. They were probably on a horse and buggy or a Model T or Model A. And it was a lot harder to get it in and out. I am just going to assume 1885 to 1892. But this is the Victor Safe and Lock Company. It looks like at some point it probably had maybe a new dial put on. This is showing October 2nd of 88. Which would lead me to believe October 2nd of 1888. I'm not a safe expert. Correct me, tell me what I said inaccurate, and tell me what you may know about this safe. But man, thanks for watching. It means a lot to me. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you see one of these at an estate sale, if you see one of these getting ready to go to the dump, it's a pretty darn wicked piece of furniture. Heavy as all hell, but if you can get it out, take it. Follow these instructions, figure out the pin, And all right, let's go look and see how the safe looks in the front office. I also call this the wood room or the old gas oil can room. But in theory, you come into the building. Stay tuned for something super, super historic I'm going to be putting there. You might be able to guess. But it's going to be posted soon. But anyways, in the wood room, the safe. There it is. I removed this leg to get the safe in because the wheels would only go this way and it was too wide. So the good news is if somebody, for whatever reason, wanted to steal it, it's going to be very hard to pull out and you can't fit it through there. But there she is in all her glory. This was free. I spent maybe two hours working on it, cleaning it up, and getting that pin reset by picking the lock, which you saw in the video. Thanks. Subscribe. New adventures coming every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time.